Okay, we are live. Sweet. Okay, it is Sunday, April 27th, 2025. You'll have to forgive me. I usually on a Saturday or Sunday, I do the puzzles early in the morning. And today I did not do that. I actually was asked to go with my kids to a rest home nearby and perform a song. I almost felt like kind of the little Von Trapp family from the Sound of Music. And we performed a sweet little song. I played guitar, not electric guitar. That would blast the old people's ears out. But, these are people that, I don't know, they've lived a good life, and now they are, just sort of, it's a very tender part of life, they're maybe this is the last time I'd ever see any of them. I didn't even know who any of them are, but someone just asked, hey, can you play a song and your kid sings? We practiced a little bit, got it all figured out. And honestly, it sounded amazing. And one of the sweet little ladies sitting in the front row, she kind of like reached out and afterwards, and she was like, thank you, what a beautiful song. It was so cute. Anyway, that's why I'm late, because my kids and I spent the morning at a sweet little old folks home nearby, and we got to perform for the older people. It was really cute. All right. Well, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. This has been a busy, productive, but really overall very enjoyable weekend for me. Friday night, golly, let's recap. What did I even do? Saturday we had that gig. No, that was Friday. Friday we had the gig. Too many things. Friday night we had the gig. This couple that got married. They met at a previous gig of my big band, which was so cool. Saturday, I got the chance to film and listen to this beautiful, absolutely beautiful choir and orchestra perform. And then today, this morning, the day is still young, but I had the chance to take my kids to this old folks home in our neighborhood. And perform this really beautiful song. And the lady in the front row, she must be 90-something, right? Sweet little old lady. Put her hands out and just, oh, thank you so much for that. It was really sweet. Anyway, very tender moment this morning. Let's dive in. Let's play the puzzles. I always love kind of, updating you guys on what we're doing, what I've been doing in my life. And so that was a real sweet, tender moment. These are people that have already lived a good, long, wonderful life. Hey, Samson, Keenan, how you guys doing? Welcome on. Welcome aboard. We're playing the connections puzzle. We've got 16 different words that we're trying to group together, 4 groups of 4. Let's see if we can do it. We've got massage, not message, massage. Might mix those 2 words up sometimes. Times, ruffle, fish, percent, shock, meatball, goldfish, combo, lock, equals, thatch, chef, minus, tuft, and taki. These are all over the place. Okay, I don't know if this is intended, but what I see first are the singular of a snack food, like a taki for Takis, ruffles, right? The ridged potato chips. Combos, aren't those like the crunchy pretzel things? And then, my goldfish. Is that really what they're going for? The singular of snack foods? Oh, we got to try it. Oh my gosh, and it's the blue category. Salty snack unit. That's so funny. Well, tell me how your day's going, right? Are we having a good day? I've been having a fantastic day, and the day is still young, right? We're going to do lots of things still, but I hope that everybody gets to have as good a day as I'm having. And this whole weekend has been really nice. All right, well, I see maybe a percent, minus, equals, maybe times, right? Like the signs, like math symbols. Okay, calculator buttons, great, we'll take that. I don't know if I'd call it times, maybe multiply, right? The X for multiply. You could have a meatball sandwich, a fish sandwich, a chef salad, fish salad. I don't think you'd have a fish salad though. Shock, thatch. How are these related? The only things I could think of are like a meatball and fish are food. Chef's kiss. Massage table. Chef's table. Oh, there is something called a chef's table. Shock. Like a tuft of fur, a lock of hair, a thatch of... What is that? A thatch of fur? Thatch of grass? And then a shock? Oh, no way. An amount of hair? I've never heard of that. A shock. What do you mean a shock? Yeah, I know. You're on a different timetable, huh? It's pretty late at night. It is very late at night. You should go to bed. After this stream, go to bed. Get some rest. Tomorrow's Monday. It's a big day. Start a big week. All right, so I'm having a hard time thinking of how these come together, right? Meatball sandwich, a chef. I don't know. How are these related? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. The purple category, Swedish things. Swedish chef, Swedish fish, Swedish massage, and Swedish meatball. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're on vacation. That's even better. That is even better. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, Swedish fish. I actually love Swedish fish. I have a little package of Swedish fish in my desk at work. Just popping them. I don't chew it. I just suck on them. I love that flavor. Trader Joe's has a really good one too. That's what do they call them? Scandinavian swimmers. It's like their knockoff, but it comes in multiple flavors. It's not just that red one. Oh, it's the best. They taste so good. Salty snack unit, a combo, a goldfish, a ruffle, and a taki. These are very American things. You guys that are watching around the world, have you ever seen Takis? Oh my gosh, have you ever seen a blue Taki? Yeah, ask me why it's blue. Because America, that's why. I don't know. People love that hot stuff. I like hot things too, right? Don't get me wrong. I do love, I love a good spice to food. But this, I don't know, there's this trend of just adding just, nuclear hot to everything now, and I don't know, hot Cheetos, hot Takis, I don't know, it just doesn't make much sense. Combos are good. I haven't had a combo in a long time. Here, combos, snacks. If you've never seen combos before, they kind of look like this. Here, we'll go to images. I guess I gotta change it there. So yeah, there's like different flavors. You can get a pizza, cheddar flavor, buffalo blue cheese. I didn't know that was a thing. Cheddar cheese, nacho cheese. And they're these like pretzel rolls. Let's see if I can bring that one up. Pretzel roll like this. And they're good. They're really yummy, but I don't know if they're great for you. So, yeah. Not my first go-to, but have you seen Takis one time in a Turkish store? Oh, interesting. Yeah, imagine, sort of like a mini corn tortilla wrapped up into like a tube, like a cigarette almost, and then deep fried. Of course, because America, deep fried. And they're okay. There's different like levels of spice to them. Sometimes kids will come in eating Takis from, coming off a lunch or something. And, I'll just sneak one or just, whatever. And it's a novelty. I don't know. I don't like them. Some kids are addicted to them, absolutely addicted. I think that's just asking for a stomach ulcer. I think eating that kind of thing all the time will just absolutely eat you alive from the inside. Calculator buttons, equals, minus, percent, and times. I don't know if I'd say times. Probably more like multiply, right? I never understood how, like, why, I should say, why we call it math, and then lots of other places call it maths, plural. And we all just say singular math. Let's see. Amounts of hair, a lock of hair, a shock of hair. That's a new one for me. A thatch, right? Like a thatched roof. And then a tuft. I could see a tuft of hair. The other ones are kind of a stretch. A shock of hair. A shock of hair refers to a large, noticeable, and often unruly mass of hair. Descriptive term used to characterize hair that's thick, bushy, and prominent. A shock of hair. Okay. Huh. Okay, well, just thick, unkempt hair is a shock of hair. That's a new one to me. Swedish things. Swedish chef, you know, from the Muppets. I heard in Durban. You know, that guy, he's great. Swedish fish, Swedish massage, and Swedish meatballs. We, you know, around the world, you go to IKEA, or as they might say, IKEA, right? I heard that we don't pronounce it right here in America. We pronounce it differently. And it's not the way it should be pronounced, apparently. It should be IKEA. But, yeah, IKEA. We all say IKEA. Yeah, I love IKEA for lots of different things. One of which is their little deli at the exit, and you can buy like a really, really cheap hot dog or veggie dog, and the veggie dog comes with sauerkraut on top. And sometimes I'll ask them to put the sauerkraut that goes on the veggie dog on the hot dog. And if they aren't willing to do that, then I'll just get one of each and then just like share the sauerkraut from both and just have two, and one's a veggie dog and the other's a hot dog, but they both get the sauerkraut on top. I think I told you in last stream, well, specifically last stream, that's weird, but I absolutely love sauerkraut. Any like pickled veggie, you know, I'll eat a kimchi, or I'll eat just, I don't know, good food tastes good, guys. I can't help myself. Good food tastes good. Okay, and I hit the wrong button. There we go. So let's play the mini. We got a 5x5 with no letters blocked out. Outdoor spot to people watch, maybe. Where would you people watch? We would people watch at a park, I don't know. We'll come back to it. Big name in health insurance. Maybe, what's a 5-letter word? Aetna? I'm going to spell it wrong, too. Is that how you spell it? There's like Regents, or Blue Cross, or United Healthcare, UNIT. No, it's not going to fit. I wonder if it's Aetna. Broadway theater helper. Maybe sounds like an usher. Easy to understand. If something is digestible, it's simple. I don't know. We'll come back. There could be a few words. When many show up to a job interview. When many show up to a job interview. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to go for there. What salsa literally means. Salsa, do you know? Do you guys know this one? Salsa means sauce. Sauce. Electric car maker since 2003. Sounds like, whoop, not Resla. Nope, it's Tesla. Tesla. In one ear and out the other. What are they trying for in this one? I'm trying to figure out what they mean by these two. When many show up to a job interview. Oh. I see what they're getting at. Early. The time that many show up to a job interview. You want to show up early. And then this one, easy to understand, maybe clear. So let's see if we can get Tatum Tatum blank. Youngest ever Oscar winner at age 10 for Best Supporting Actress. I don't know who this is. Tatum blank, but it's Neil. I wonder if it's O'Neal. We might be wrong. I don't know. I don't know names super well. I know lots of things, but not great at names. Defensive maneuver in fencing. Oh, if you're really good at Smash Bros, you're really good at this too. It's called parry. You can parry like you are fencing. Not many people know how to do it well, though. Look at that. Okay, so let's start at the top. We missed this one, but doing the other clues, we were able to figure it out. Outdoor spot to watch people, maybe. Stoop. Oh, you sit on your front stoop, right? You sit on your just front porch and watch people as they walk by. Big name in health insurance, Aetna. I was thinking it might have been that. We didn't have to change it. That is actually what it was. And bonus points for spelling it right the first try. Broadway theater helper, the usher. Not to be confused with the singer, usher. Easy to understand, clear. When many show up to a job interview. Early. Show up early. What salsa literally means? Salsa means sauce. Salsa. Salsa. Electric car maker since 2003, Tesla. Or I've heard some people pronounce it Tesla, which I don't know if Nikola Tesla would roll in his grave if they called him Tesla. In one ear and out the other. That's funny. Okay, and then now it makes sense. Do you see the circled letters? Right? Ear, ear. So in one ear and out the other. That's cute. Tatum O'Neal. I learned something new today, right? You always learn something new playing puzzles. Yeah, Tatum O'Neal, youngest ever Oscar winner at age 10 for Best Supporting Actress. What did you say? Easy to understand is clear. Yeah, if something's, clear instructions, clear as a bell, clear. Yeah, clear to understand. You might say it's clear. Not like it's transparent, but it's like, I understand this. I understand it transparently, I guess. Defensive maneuver in fencing, a parry. Parry. Nice. Okay, the Wordle today. Let's try. How about that? Okay, there's an E somewhere. There's an E. What about... That's not how you spell rash. Oh, you know what? That is, we can go rashy. No, I already guessed an A. Can't do that. How about... I'm trying to think of a word that doesn't use any of those previous letters. Oh, look at that. There's a Y at the end. Okie doke. So, what if... Oh, could we come up with another non-intersecting word? How about M-O-U-T-H, mouth? Oh, no help at all. Come on. Okay, so the word the word has an E in it, and it's blank, 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 Y. And that's all we get. And the rest of it, there must be an E, at least one E. Right? Like it could be something like that. Or it could be... I have it in my head that it's a double E. I could be totally wrong on that. But like what other letters go together? PW... There's not like a GR or a... Let's try. I mean, the worst we can do is try it, right? Wow. No way. Oh my gosh, this is like almost identical what we did yesterday. We got 4 letters, all green, and then I had to change one letter. Okay, so then it's blank. Y. Maybe weedy? Weedy. Could be. Let's try it. Okay, it's weedy. That didn't even register. You know, I'm thinking of like all the different words. I'm like, okay, what are combinations of words that or letters that could work here to make words? And I came up with weepy, right? Thinking like, what's left? This is why my strategy works, okay? Even though I had 2 letters, I only had 2 letters here, and I knew it was a Y somewhere, and I knew there was an E, at least one E. Just simply the like organization of letters when we as English speakers make words. You know, the distribution of letters, how often is it like E, like a E consonant, maybe E again? I don't know. More likely it's going to be, you know, what's left, right? G or J or B or something. And then double E is so common, right? Just 4 letters there. It could be consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. It could be consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant. It could be vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, right? It could be like a different organization of letters. And the only combination that really made sense to me right there. Yeah, oh, sorry. No. You're actually, Soupy could have been a great guess. What did I try? Oh, because you guessed on the 3rd one, right? And I mean, we're on the same page, right? You came up with an OU word, and so did I. But apparently mine was no help at all. It's nice, right, to tell these 3 non-intersecting words what I have, what I don't have, and, you know. I don't have like a go-to word. It was funny, I was just talking Wordle with a couple of kids. I think I told you before that we were teaching this kid how to do Wordle for the first time. And this kid was like, oh, you should guess this, this, and this, right? And I'm like, no, you shouldn't, right? He said, here's your opening move. It'll use all the vowels. And I'm like, that's a terrible idea. Because if you use up all the vowels in one go, now instead of guessing 15 distinct letters, you have to repeat letters. And now you only get 14 guesses or 13 guesses or 12 or 11, right? Because you've already used up all of those vowels. That's a terrible idea. So instead I use 3 different words that don't intersect with each other, right? They don't borrow any letters from each other. And do I get it on the first try? No. In fact, I've never got it on the first try. Look at this. Not once have I got it on the first or the second. Sometimes I get lucky and I get it on the 3rd. But most of the time I get it on the 4th. Sometimes I have to, you know, it didn't work on the 4th and it worked on the 5th. Just like today. You know, I could have gotten lucky and switched the letters and I say, oh, what if it's weedy? And I said weepy instead. And then it goes, nope, sorry, you got to try on the 5th one. Either way. But I've never not gotten it. I think that's the moral of the story. Because of the strategy of guessing, all non-intersecting words, I've never not gotten the Wordle. So we're doing okay. All right. Let's play Strands. And if you've never played Strands before, it's awesome. It's kind of like a word search, except they don't tell you what the words are, and they don't go up and down, left and right. They snake around, right? They go in any direction. And because you don't know what the words are, you have to go kind of seek them out and find them. And today's theme, sleep tight, doesn't necessarily mean it's about sleep. This could be tight things. This could be tight-fitting things. This could be only about sleep. There are 6 words we need to find, really 5 words, and then what they call a spangram. So the kind of actual meaning of the theme, which goes up and down or left and right all the way across, right? It touches one side to the other. I think we're on the same page with that one too. Wait, you got it on the second try 3 times in 200 attempts. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. But I think you're absolutely right. I see right here, bed time. Yep, there's the spangram for sure. So what are we doing during bedtime? Are you going to meditate? No, there's no E. T-A-T. Oh, wait, maybe. Meditate. Ah. Meditation. How about that? There we go. Okay. It wasn't meditate, it was meditation. So we've got 2 of them. We still need 4 more. I feel like the word bathroom is in there, but I know it's not. Oh, mouth guard. Guard. Mouth guard. I used to sleep with a mouth guard because I had braces, right? When you get your braces off, they give you a retainer. And that was the only mouth guard I ever slept with. But I do know that people wear mouth guards to prevent them from grinding their teeth at night. That's never been an issue for me, thank goodness. I do have one daughter that moans in her sleep, only when she's sick. If she's really sick, she'll just and you can tell she's just barely fallen asleep because she starts the moaning cycle. It's so weird. And then she has no recollection of it when she wakes up in the morning. It's only when she's sick, right? A normal day, she's doing fine. She doesn't she doesn't moan, but it's really funny. Everyone has kind of their funny little quirks at night. Some people, sleep heavily, so heavily they have no recollection of what happened in the night. Some people are really light sleepers. And everyone, I agree, has kind of their nighttime routine, right? So bedtime right there. So what else are we doing? There are 3 more, so it might be 1, 2, 3. Here's one of my routines. You're absolutely right. Earplugs. This one drives my wife crazy, but one of my routines, especially on the weekend, is to put in my earplugs. And she hates it too, because she'll roll over and say something to me, and I'm zonked out, right? And she continues to talk, and then she's like, "You're not even listening, are you?" It's so funny. I think it's funny. I could also see people wearing an eye mask. There you go. I see a T-I-O-N, but T-I doesn't fit. What's this word? What word am I seeing here? I'm having a hard time putting this together. Oh, I see it. Melatonin. There it is. Okay, I usually don't need melatonin to sleep. There are sometimes I just have a hard time falling asleep, and I need to take, a 5 milligram, literally a kid's gummy of it, and I'm out, But I'm usually able to put myself to sleep very, very well. My son, though, oh my gosh, do not give him a melatonin. Even if he's having a hard time sleeping, he will refuse a melatonin because he has the weirdest, nightmare fever dreams every time he takes a melatonin. Without fail, you give him a melatonin at night, and he will be on an absolute, tracker-jacker roller coaster every time he takes a melatonin. That's so funny. Tracker Jacker. I just read that chapter. My kids and I are reading The Hunger Games all over again. And we just read the chapter where she gets stung by, 3 Tracker Jackers. And she goes on this, hallucination trip in the Hunger Game that she's in. And I was just saying that my son does almost the exact same thing every time he takes a melatonin. So he just has learned, don't do melatonin, right? Even, just the smallest little dosage. It'll get him to sleep, but he will have the biggest, I can't even describe how nightmarish his experience is every time. Oh, you've never heard of melatonin? Yeah, it's animal derived. I think it's I want to say it's like goat melatonin or something. I forget where they harvest melatonin. How is melatonin made? The pineal gland synthesized with pinealocytes from tryptophan. Melatonin supplement made. Melatonin supplements are produced both naturally and synthetic methods. Natural melatonin is extracted from the pineal gland of animals, while synthetic melatonin is manufactured in the lab through chemical synthesis. What animal? Historically derived from cows. I think they also make it from goats, though. Various organisms, including bacteria and eukaryocytes. Interesting. Well, that's strange. Yeah, so sleep tight, right? You can see right in the middle, bedtime. So, mouth guard. You might put a mouth guard in to protect you from grinding your teeth. You might meditation right there. You might do my funny little routine, earplugs. Now, this is a silly one, but I don't put earplugs in during the weekdays. Like Sunday night, tonight, I will not have earplugs in. I have this fear that I'm going to wake up, or I'm going to wake up late because I didn't hear my alarm, right? I need to hear my alarm and get up early for my job, right? And so I have this kind of latent, dormant fear that I'm just going to miss my I'm going to miss my alarm when it goes off in the morning. So I don't use my earplugs, Sunday through Thursday night. Man, Monday or Friday and Saturday night, you better believe I've got my earplugs in. And I actually have one of those like totes full of like industrial sized thing of earplugs. You go through them, you lose them, or they just get gross or whatever, so you can't use them for a long time. And I have lots of earplugs as part of my bedtime routine. Some people wear an eye mask, right? Or even just like a face mask to help with their pores or their skin, on their face. But a mask usually to block out the light. And then right there, melatonin. Yeah, I'm sure there are natural things that are better, but melatonin is actually pretty naturally derived, so I don't think there's any like side effects, except apparently for my son, who has these crazy nightmare fever dreams every time he takes melatonin. So he's just learned not to take melatonin at night. We haven't used it in a long time. We all get great sleep, luckily, so we're lucky there. All right, we're trying to solve this letterbox in 5 words. We have 12 letters that we're trying to use up. We've got P, G, and S, A, C, and H. Oh no, C and H are on the same side. Dang, that means we can't use a CH. Oh, I'm going to think of so many words with CH in them. Dang. Oh, that's rough. And then I've got an E, an R, and an I. X, U, and K. Well, I could do CK words. That's fine. But what am I going to do if I can't do a CH? There's no N. There's no T. There is an S. We could do S words. ES. Can't do RE or ER words. That'll make it a little tricky. EX. There's no T. I can't say exist. Oh, man. The 2 X words that I thought of have a T in them, like extract And we have a couple of vowels to pick from. We have an A, a U, an E, and an I. Yeah, I know. It's got a naughty word in it, huh? I'm not even going to publish that one, but you know what it is. It's in there. I think purposefully when they create these puzzles, they try not to create naughty words. But this one, I mean, just inevitably, it's got a naughty word in it. Sorry, V, I hope it's all right with you, but I'm not going to publish that that chat. Just, for our PG rating. we're trying to keep it clean here. But yes, I agree. I see that one too. Filthy mind. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. So I see scrap. There's no N or G. You can't do scrapping. Scrapes. That's an okay word. That puts us at the S again. Sugar. That's an all right word. And look at what we're doing though. We're leaving the hardest letters. We can't do that, guys. We can't do that. As we come up with these words, the K is pretty tricky. We're going to use up CK. H we might use with maybe SH. And the X. We got to come up with a word that uses that X. Sugar. If there was an N, we could say sugar cane. No, I guess we couldn't because CA. Oh, I can't do expire. Look, IRE. Okay, I'm going to write down the words that I have. I think they're fine words, but they don't get at the real issue of this puzzle, which is those tough letters. Trying to use up the K, the H, the X. Ugh. An I. Okay, but in the meantime, what we have are scrapes if we need it, and sugar, and rake. Our sweet dog that passed away just this last year, only right before Christmas, her name was Sugar. She was a sweet, sweet dog. Okay, now knowing we need to get rid of the K, the H, and the X, let's use up those letters first. I know. Especially the X. You're right. You are absolutely right. Nope, I can't say exasperate. This puzzle is exasperating. Shawarma. That's not how you spell shawarma. Expise. That's not a word. Yeah, expise is not a word. Good thinking, though. I don't know. What's the other one we need to use up? The K. We can come up with K words. That's fine. How about kick? Kicks. But then that still leaves us without the H. Shrapnel. How about shrug? Shrug is a word. Yeah, sriracha. I don't know if we could do that one. Sriracha. Yeah, I think it's sriracha. Right? Am I wrong there? Yeah, I can't put an IR together anyway. All right, we'll go shrug. It's an okay word. I'm going to write it down, too, in case I can't do anything else. Maybe I backed myself into a corner here. I don't know. Gapes. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. I told you I didn't want to, but that's that's the word that finishes the puzzle. Is there a better way? I'm sure there was a better way. In fact, I guarantee there was a better way. Because look, yesterday's puzzle, how wonderstruck. I would not have thought of that. How wonderstruck. I love it. The bot does all the work for us. I'm like, yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I know, right? You're looking at it like, well, you said you weren't going to do it. You even took it out of the chat, but we're going to say it. That completes the puzzle. We got shrug. And the G leads to gapes, and then the S leads to 6, and the S leads to the S word that I'm not going to say out loud because I don't want to get demonetized. Well, I'm not monetized. I'm actually getting closer and closer every day doing these puzzles, which is really cool. But I don't want to risk getting demonetized where I'm not even monetized yet. Yeah, no, it absolutely has multiple meanings. You're right, right? Gender. Right? Gender is that word as well. But it's just, can also be taken as kind of a naughty word. So not a good one to say out loud. Or to allow said in the chat. All right, let's recap. Today's connections puzzle. Salty snack units, combos, goldfish, ruffles, and Takis. Any of my International viewers don't know what some of those are, say them in the chat and I'll show you. Combos are sort of like these little pretzel rolls that can have pizza flavoring or cheese or, ranch flavor, just crazy different flavors in the inside of these like pretzel rolls. There's goldfish, right? Those classic little goldfish crackers that puff up and they're these hollow crunch on the inside, the cheese flavored. Oh my gosh, they're so good. I could go for some goldfish right now. Ruffles, right? Ruffles are, potato chips, but they have ridges to them, right? They're like wavy zigzags. And then Takis. We were talking earlier about Takis. How Takis just have, it's like a rolled up corn tortilla, like a small little corn tortilla, almost about the size of a cigarette, deep fried, right? Because America, right? And then bathed in just the most heinous hot seasoning imaginable, right? There's fuego or extreme whatever. I don't even know the names of them. But they're all, one is hotter than the next and just insanely, crazy, crazy hot. Calculator buttons, equals, minus, percent, and times or multiply. And amounts of hair, a lock, a shock, a thatch, and a tuft. These are not very often used words, are they? A lock of hair, we hear that one. A thatch of hair, I don't know. That's a stretch. A tuft of hair, I've heard of that one. A tuft of hair, or a tuft of grass. But a shock, I had to look that one up. A shock of hair is like a really unkempt mat of hair. A shock of hair. I've never heard that one before. And then Swedish blank. Swedish chef. I love that one. Go watch the Swedish chef, right? It's all, he's making up these crazy words. A herding fergen. He's gotten all these silly different things he says. And he wants to add something. He goes, into pepper saucen. Like, of course you can hear what he's saying in English. But they make it sound like he's Swedish. It's really funny. That not exactly Swedish, right? It's maybe culturally inappropriate nowadays. People get all jazzed up about that kind of thing. I just think it's hilarious. Swedish fish, delicious. Swedish massage, and Swedish meatballs. Like IKEA. Or some people around the world say IKEA. Yeah, it's IKEA. Again, here in America. We're going to say it how we want to say it. Darn it. All right. Outdoor spot to people watch, maybe. You might sit on your front stoop. Stoop. There it goes. Big name in health insurance, Aetna. I even spelled it right. Aetna. Some of you international people are going, what's health insurance? I don't understand. You can just walk into a clinic and get taken care of, right? Here in America, we got our health insurance. It's essentially a giant scam that you have to pay into, and if you want to be seen by a doctor. And then guess what you have to do when you get to the doctor? You have to pay the doctor. So you're paying not only this insurance premium, but you're also paying this, for the actual visit. So I'm like, what am I actually paying for here? Supposedly the insurance company picks up the rest of the tab, but it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If there were no insurance companies, then I think all the providers would lower their rates, but because there are these high rates, we need insurance companies, right? It goes both ways. Yeah, America, with the eagle and everything. Thank you for that. Yeah. Easy to understand. I know, probably you guys all around the world probably just laugh at us, right? We laugh too, and then we cry. Easy to understand, clear. When many show up to a job interview, hopefully you show up early rather than late. It's a bad impression if you show up late. And then what salsa literally means in Spanish, salsa means sauce. Oh, and there's some good salsas out there. Oh, I love salsa. There's one that has shrimp in it called ceviche. It's delicious. Oh, so good. I actually had some ceviche today. We had some left over from a trip to the store, and we got a little thing of ceviche. It was so good. Electric car maker since 2003, Tesla. In one ear and out the other. And then I love those two now 8 across and 9 across become clear and early. Now it has ear and ear. In one ear and then out the other. It's very clever. I wonder if the New York Times editors just chuckle. They get such a thrill out of making these puzzles. They're like, I'm so clever for making this. All right, Tatum O'Neal. That's a new one for me. Tatum O'Neal, youngest ever Oscar winner at age 10 for Best Supporting Actress. Cool, 10 years old. And then defensive maneuver in fencing. A parry. You can get really good at parrying in Super Smash Brothers too. If you play Super Smash Bros, that's a great game. You might parry a maneuver. Yes, you do. Yes, you just make fun of us. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that we're the butt of everyone's joke. Wasn't my fault, guys. I hope you know. Somebody single-handedly wrecking our country. I don't know. We may turn around soon. He may see the error of his ways. Who knows? I'm hopeful. A lot of people are not hopeful, but things might turn around. You never know. The news cycle has something new to say every single day. The stock market goes up, the stock market goes down. We will see what happens next. It's a roller coaster. Welcome aboard. Keep your hands, feet, and other objects inside the car because we're on a ride. All right. These small, decisions that make these huge, global impacts. It's crazy. All right. I don't like to get political. There are just some things that don't make sense, and you got to talk about them. Let's see. So I tried today starting with Lance. Lance only gave me the E, and it's not in the right place. So then my strategy is to come up with a second non-intersecting word, and I came up with risky. And risky gave me the Y. And with the Y, it goes at the end. That's nice. And then right here, mouth. And I don't know. Mouth didn't help me at all. So then I'm looking at kind of the orientation of letters. And if it's a Y at the end, it's probably not an EY at the end. Unless it's like pokey or something. I don't know. So I tried, I guess W would have gone there. So what if it's a double E? I tried weepy. And it was not weepy, but man, was it close. And this is exactly what I did yesterday. I had all the right letters in the wrong, one was out of place, so then it was one single letter changed. Weedy. Yeah, I know, sensitive subject, especially online. People get going. People get all fired up. You have to really be careful of what you share, what you don't share. I have my beliefs. I really do, right? I just don't go out, screaming it from the rooftops. Totally fine to have your opinions. Please have your opinions and have different opinions. I hope everyone has different opinions than my own, right? If everybody believed what I believe and thought the way I thought, it'd be pretty boring, actually. But the world is a more dynamic, diverse place because there are so many different opinions and different people and beliefs, and that's totally fine, right? That is completely all right by me. In fact, I hope that everyone is different in their own way. So, yeah. So weedy. My front yard is weedy right now. I did mow the lawn, but I do need to pull some weeds. There's some dandelions coming out. All right. In the Strands puzzle today, the word search without any clear guidance was sleep tight. And actually, this one did kind of make sense because first thing, right, you were showing me, Vromo, that there was bedtime. There it is, right in the middle, bedtime. And I see just, kind of bedtime routine, right? You might have time to meditate, right? You might do some meditation or prayer. You might have a mouth guard that you put in. I do not. I don't grind my teeth at night, but some people do. Earplugs. I do wear earplugs on the weekends. I don't wear earplugs on the weekdays. I have this weird fear that I will sleep through my alarm because of my earplugs. Have I ever? No, never once have I slept through my alarm because of my earplugs. But I have this latent fear that, if I put earplugs in on a weekday, I'm going to sleep right through my alarm. I'm going to love when I retire that I'm able to just put my earplugs in whenever I want. And if I sleep through my alarm, am I still going to have an alarm? Probably. Yeah, honestly, I'll probably have an alarm still. But I will probably wear my earplugs, and it will still drive my wife crazy because she wants to strike up a conversation in the middle of the night or just right as we're falling asleep, and she'll nudge me and say, hey, da-da-da. She'll talk about something, and I won't even hear it. In fact, I'm probably asleep already. It's so funny. You turn on like 5 alarms just to make sure. That makes sense. I have 3 alarms. Do you want to know what they are? Okay. I wake up, so school starts at 7:30. It's real early, I know. But I have this quick morning routine. I actually walk, right? I don't drive to work. I walk to work. I love it. I've walked to work for the last 10 years. I love it. But we have, let's see, I have to leave myself enough time to like prepare my lunch and walk to work. I walk to the school, and then also shower, just get ready, brush my teeth, that kind of thing. And so adding it back and back, I get up at my first alarm goes off at 6:02. Very specific. Why is it so specific? You'll see in a sec. I don't want to get up right at 6. I get up at 6:02, and then my second alarm goes off at 6:09. Now, why 6:02, 6:09? Well, I have a phone that when the alarm goes off, if you hit the snooze button, then the second snooze button goes off 9 minutes later. And so if I hit the snooze button the first time, 9 minutes later is now 6:11. And so then my second alarm goes off at 6:09. And then 2 minutes later, it goes off again. And I'm like, fine, I'll get up. I have a bad habit of hitting the snooze button a couple of times. I really shouldn't because I need to get up and get ready. But sometimes I have a late night. I have practice the night before or something. Yeah. So school actually starts at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 a.m. Is when first period starts in. And sometimes, especially with, older kids, especially later in the school year like we are now, kids will stumble in 10, 15, 20 minutes late, half hour late. They'll only get like half of my lesson because they're like, still half awake, half asleep. It's really early. I don't know why they do it so early. But I, as a teacher, I am required to be there at the minimum at 7:10. So 20 minutes to get your act together, get all your presentations ready, get all your, assignments figured out and stuff before school actually starts. But then the bell rings at 7:30 and kids should be in there and you start teaching. The nice thing about it, I think it's way too early, but the nice thing about it is that I am home by about 2:30 to 3 o'clock every day. Now I do, of course, have grading to do. I have, sometimes kids are needing help after school, or I have a broadcast or something, right? There's always something, but I have enough time still left in the day because school starts so early. Yeah, ask any kid and they'll tell you it's way too early. Ask any teacher, they'll say it's way too early. But for as long as I can remember and forever before then, it's always, specifically in my school district, we start just ridiculously early. It's crazy. And then the last one, mask too is on there, but the last one we talked about was melatonin. And some people love melatonin, right? They take a melatonin every single night. I think that kind of trains your body into not falling asleep until you have a melatonin. I try to be not medicated, right? Can I live my life without being medicated? So I don't have, a daily pill routine or anything. I don't do that. Occasionally I'll take a multivitamin, but not, prescription medications. And melatonin is not a prescription medication, but you can buy it at just a pharmacy or something. And buying melatonin, right? Melatonin is something that your body automatically creates just to go to sleep. But I don't know. Melatonin, some people rely on it just to sleep. Yeah. And then I told you too that my son has a weird reaction. I don't know if anybody else in the entire world has the reaction that he has, but anytime he takes a melatonin, he has fever dreams, just absolute hallucination nightmares. If you ever read The Hunger Games, they go into great detail about the hallucination that Katniss has when she gets stung by tracker jackers, and she goes on this just like bender of a nightmare for 2 days. And that's kind of what my son does. He says, I ask him if he wants a melatonin. I haven't asked him in a long time because he knows this is going to be the reaction he has. But if he's like, I can't sleep, I said, do you want a melatonin? And it's like this like visceral reaction. He's like, oh my gosh, no. Because he doesn't want to have this insane fever dream that he's like basically guaranteed to have. It's insane. It's crazy. So you might take melatonin. You might take like a 5 milligram or a 10 milligram melatonin. I think the kids version one is 5 milligrams. And if I do ever take one, that's usually plenty for me. But you can take it dissolves under your tongue and you're just buzzing, right? Well, if you are buzzing, then you start relaxing. So pretty nice. Yeah. Cool. All right. And then our last puzzle was letterboxed. And you know what? Romo, you're absolutely right. Romo, yeah. You're absolutely right. I want to make sure I pronounce your name right. It's written in like 6-point font on my second monitor, so I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, so you are probably right. I didn't have to say the X word. I could have said probably 6, and that would have been just fine. I don't know. My mind went there. I was trying not to say it, nor was I trying to even like put it in my puzzle. But here I came to an S and I needed an X at the end. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? And then you're right. I'm absolutely mind in the gutter. I don't know, whatever. I should have said 6, but there we go. Yeah, so we've got shrug and the G led us to gapes. And then I could have said grapes, couldn't I? Oh, I could have said grapes, totally. Well, whatever. And then 6, which is funny to say sick plural, or is that sick like the verb? Rumo. Oh, well, I'll change it in my head. Rumo. I like it. Cool. And then the S led us to 6. S-I-C-K-S. And then I could have really said S-I-X, but I said the word I was trying to avoid. Silly. Okay, awesome. Yeah, good puzzle. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I know some of you are like, about to go to bed. For me, it is middle of the afternoon. So I hope you enjoy. And thanks for the help. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you saw, give it a like. And I do this every day, so subscribe so it comes right into your feed. Yeah, we do this for about an hour once a day. And it's just really fun. Just good to do puzzles together. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the next one. See ya.